legend of Isis and Osiris, one of the most important ancient legends. When Osiris assumed power, he was a just king and offered people all the reforms and legislated laws as well, and he used to set an example of justice, and because people loved him and sanctified him because of his justice. And indeed, Set began to make a big plan to get rid of his brother Osiris, and he held a big party and invited Osiris to her and told all those present that he had given a gift consisting of a pure gold coffin that would be for the person who was of his size, and of course this was a trick from him, and people started sleeping in the coffin to see its size or not. Until Osiris' turn came and he slept in the coffin that was exactly his size. Quickly, his brother Seth and his followers locked the coffin on it and threw it in the Nile, and the waves washed it to the coast of the Byblos Sea. After a short period, a huge tree grew over the coffin. The king of Byblos ordered to cut the tree to make a support for the palace, and the box is still inside the tree. At the same time, Isis was searching with all her energy for Osiris and took the ark from its place and went to Egypt and sat praying to the deities that they would return the soul to Osiris, but 6 would steal the body and cut it into 42 parts, and distributed it to the provinces of Egypt. But Isis did not surrender and drew the provinces and was able to collect the remains of her husband except for one part, so she had to reconstruct it with her own magical spells. In some sources, she met this important part, so Isis gave birth to her son, Horus, after she carried him from the spirit of his father Osiris, and the eyes of his uncle Set hid him in the delta bushes, and he became Osiris as king in the kingdom of the dead. Of course, the story does not end here. It begins when Horus grows up and the conflict between him and his uncle occurs. Here ends the story of Isis and Osiris, and we will see you next time on the subject of the conflict between Horus and his uncle Set.